This is the bomber that can fly low through mountains at the speed of sound and strike with more force than anything else in the sky. The B-1 Lancer doesn't just carry bombs, it carries power, fear, and dominance. With wings that shift mid-flight and engines that push it past 900 miles per hour, this machine was built to crush Soviet defenses, and it's still terrifying America's enemies today. It was once canceled, almost forgotten, but it came back stronger than ever. Today, the B-1 is the most powerful bomber ever built, faster than the B-52, with more bombs than the B-2. It's flown in the Cold War, the Gulf War, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and it's still on standby, ready to fly halfway across the world and end a war in a single night. This isn't just a bomber, it's a flying fist. Cold War beginnings. The B-1 Lancer was born from Cold War urgency. In the 1960s, the US needed a bomber that could fly low to avoid Soviet radar, fast enough to evade fighters, and far enough to reach the Soviet heartland. The B-52 was showing its age, and a new platform was needed. Thus, the Advanced Manned Strategic Aircraft program was launched, and from it came the B-1. Initial designs prioritized high-speed, high-altitude performance. But as Soviet missile technology advanced, the design shifted toward low-level penetration. President Nixon approved the development in 1970, and the first B-1A flew in 1974. 4 prototypes were built, featuring variable sweep wings and capable of Mach 2.2 speeds. But politics intervened. In 1977, President Jimmy Carter canceled the B-1A in favor of cruise missiles and stealth technology. It seemed like the end. But the Soviet threat didn't disappear, and neither did the need for a new bomber. The Rebirth B-1B Lancer. In 1981, President Ronald Reagan revived the program as part of his military buildup. The redesigned B-1B was slower than the B-1A, Mach 1.25 instead of Mach 2.2, but better suited for low-level missions. It had reduced radar cross-section, improved avionics, and increased payload capacity. This wasn't just a bomber, it was a low-flying hammer built to punch through enemy defenses. Production ramped up quickly. Between 1983 and 1988, 100 B-1Bs were built by Rockwell International. It entered service in 1986, and by the early 1990s, the B-1 was a cornerstone of the US nuclear deterrent. But with the end of the Cold War, its role began to shift. Instead of flying high over Soviet missile fields, the B-1 was repurposed for conventional missions. In 1995, the Air Force removed the B-1 from the nuclear mission under START treaties. It would now deliver precision-guided bombs and support ground operations, a change that would define its modern legacy. Swing-wing design and speed. One of the B-1's most iconic features is its variable sweep wings. These wings can move from a 15-degree angle for takeoff and slow flight to 67.5 degrees for high-speed dash. This allows the B-1 to adapt to various missions, stable and efficient at subsonic speeds, but fierce and agile when flying fast and low. This swing-wing configuration provides incredible flexibility. It gives the B-1 the ability to operate from shorter runways, fly at treetop levels to evade radar, and then sweep its wings back for high-speed sprints. It's one of the rare aircraft that combines heavy bomber weight with fighter-like agility. In terms of speed, the B-1B can reach Mach 1.25, about 950 miles per hour. Though slower than the B-1A, it's optimized for terrain-hugging flight, using terrain-following radar to skim the Earth and avoid detection. Speed plus stealth equals survivability. Payload and firepower. When it comes to payload, the B-1 is unmatched. It can carry up to 75,000 pounds, 34,000 kilograms, of munitions, more than any other bomber in the US fleet, including the B-52 and B-2. This includes everything from JDAMs, Joint Direct Attack Munitions, to GBU-39 small-diameter bombs, cluster munitions, and more. It has 3 internal bomb bays, allowing it to carry a versatile mix of weapons while maintaining a lower radar profile. During Operation Iraqi Freedom, it famously dropped more ordnance than any other aircraft. One B-1 can lay down a massive strike that overwhelms enemy defenses and supports ground forces. Additionally, its advanced targeting systems allow it to deliver precision strikes, even while flying at high speeds and low altitudes. In modern warfare, that kind of accuracy combined with heavy payload is a game changer. Modern missions and global impact. Since 2001, the B-1 Lancer has become one of America's most trusted war machines. In the skies over Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria, it has delivered non-stop air support day and night. Troops on the ground often call for the B-1 when the situation gets serious because they know it shows up fast and hits with precision. Its powerful mix of speed, stamina, and heavy firepower makes it a nightmare for enemies and a lifeline for allies. What makes the B-1 global is its ability to fly long missions without stopping. With aerial refueling, it can stay in the air for over 10 hours. That means it can take off from a base in the US, fly halfway across the world, and strike its target with deadly accuracy all in one mission. This isn't just a bomber. It's a flying command center, a fast-moving problem solver, and a weapon that can be anywhere, anytime. In 2018, the B-1 proved its power when it led precision strikes on chemical weapon sites in Syria, working alongside British and French aircraft. It didn't just destroy the targets, it sent a global message. Since then, B-1s have flown alongside NATO allies, patrolled the Pacific to counter rising threats, and taken part in the high-level war games. Wherever it flies, the B-1 tells the world one thing loud and clear: America still owns the skies. Upgrades and future potential. To keep the B-1 relevant, the U.S. Air Force has continuously upgraded its avionics, radar systems, communication suites, and weapons integration. Recent updates include new cockpit displays, Link 16 communications, and the ability to carry hypersonic weapons in the future. One of the most promising developments is the integration of external hardpoints, allowing the B-1 to carry new long-range hypersonic missiles externally. This opens the door to a new mission profile from bomber to missile truck, ready to deliver strategic strikes at record-breaking speeds. However, age is catching up. The fleet is being reduced gradually, and the B-21 Raider, a stealthier, next-gen bomber, is on the horizon. But for now, and likely until the 2030s, the B-1 will remain a vital force. Legacy of the B-1 Lancer. The B-1 Lancer is more than just a machine. It's a symbol of what happens when power meets persistence. Built for a Cold War that never turned hot, it refused to become history. Canceled, criticized, and reshaped again and again, the B-1 didn't fade, it adapted. It went from a nuclear bomber to a close combat hero. From high-altitude missile runs to low-level battlefield support, the B-1 showed it could survive anything and still fly strong. In today's world of stealth jets and drones, the B-1 still has a role no one else can fill. It doesn't hide. It shows up fast, flies low, and carries more firepower than most entire fleets. Its ability to evolve with each decade has made it timeless. Every upgrade, every mission, every challenge has made it sharper, stronger, and more feared. When enemies hear it's in the air, they don't see just a plane, they see the arrival of overwhelming force. Even after 40 years, the B-1 earns respect from every corner of the military. To the pilots who fly it, it's a legend. To ground forces, it's a trusted protector. And to enemies, it's the sound of trouble coming fast. The B-1 Lancer doesn't just belong to history, it still owns the skies. It's not just a bomber. It's a warning written in jet fuel and steel. When the bone flies, you'd better be ready. Outrow. In the age of fifth-gen fighters and hypersonic threats, the B-1 proves one thing: legacy platforms can still dominate when innovation meets willpower. With wings that shift and engines that roar, the B-1 Lancer earned its place in aviation history. So next time you hear the sound of jet engines tearing through the sky, look up. If it's flying low, flying fast, and carrying more firepower than most armies, it might just be the bone. And that's the story of the most powerful bomber ever built in the world, the B-1 Lancer. What do you think? Is the B-1 still the king of the skies, or will the next generation of bombers take the crown? Have you ever seen the bone in action? Let us know in the comments. If this story blew you away, hit that like button, share it with your fellow aviation fans, and subscribe for more powerful warbirds and secret sky legends.